For anyone who doesn't know the issue with Sporting Lisbon and some of the most valuable footballers in Europe attempting to revoke their contracts and who may well be free agents this summer, can you tell us what's happened over the last couple of months at Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah, well, it's just been absolute chaos. I mean, it all started about a month ago when there was very bad blood between the president and the players because basically the president had publicly criticised them on social media, and then they responded, and that all created quite a bad atmosphere. And then precisely 1 month ago, on the 15th of May, their training complex was invaded by, well, you can't even call them supporters, basically 50 ultras, thugs, who just stormed the complex, went straight to the changing rooms and basically roughed up a lot of the players. Some of them were quite badly injured. There was pictures of Bas Dost, for instance, his head cut open. And so that obviously precipitated matters. And a lot of these players have, like you just said, have legally, unilaterally rescinded their contract, or at least that's what they're trying to do. That's going to go through the courts now. And this involves a lot of Portugal's, top players. That's four Sporting players who are in Russia. Two of them absolutely key players for Portugal, the goalkeeper Rui Patricio and holding midfielder William Carvalho, who will both be starters tomorrow. They're two of these four players. And so, there's a lot of question marks about what their mental state will be like. Some people say, well, perhaps it's actually the best place for them to be, far from Lisbon at the moment, just focusing on the World Cup. But it's certainly not the ideal preparation.
Yeah, it's such an unprecedented situation as well. We all know what's gone on with Spain, and Sergio Ramos was out in front of the media today and cut it short, getting pissed off with constant questions about Lopetegui and the late change in management. And this is such a huge story, I would imagine, in Portugal. Has this been dominating all the press conferences regarding the Portuguese players? Has everyone been asked about this? Is this the bigger story rather than the actual Spain game?
Well, as far as the press goes, certainly, it's been making headlines almost every day, even above the World Cup stuff. But it was very interesting because at the Portugal camp, which was about 3 weeks ago, they started here on just the outskirts of Lisbon. And every single day, there was a short press conference with one player. It's about 3 or 4 minutes. This player was brought before the journalists, and they were asked a lot of questions. And it was rotational. So every day there was a different player. So maybe there was 15 or 16 or 17 players face the press. Not one of the four Sporting players were asked. And so I think that's quite significant. They're obviously protected, and they were everyone knew that if they came up in front of the journalists, they'd just be peppered with those questions. And so basically they were protected in that sense.